Yo, welcome to the stream, and hopefully you're having a good time. It's nice to have you here, and welcome to the finals of EPL Division 1. I needed to fix the camera because it was a little bit tilted. So, we have Passion UA and TSM after a long, hefty fight at the playoffs, and we have them on a best-of-5 finals here. At the finals, yeah, you get to say finals many times when you actually cast these games. I was actually watching some of the games that they have had before. Yeah, the playoffs look pretty sick at the moment. Passion UA came up from the upper bracket. TSM after winning Apogee, Illuminor, and many other teams looking great. The teams are the same old. The Danish squad going against the Ukrainians. And it's about to start in about a second. We do have the maps, and we get to talk about them. But first of all, I usually like to ask, how is the people doing? How's the crowd? How everybody's doing at the home, at the chats? Hopefully you guys are doing a good time, or having a good time. And like I was promising you guys, we have the vetoes right in front of us. So Anubis got banned by TSM, Nuke by Passion UA, which is kind of interesting, but I do understand the picks. It's one of the strongest maps for an enemy team. But the maps that we are going to be falling into are Inferno, Vertigo, Mirage at the start. So those are the top three picked by TSM for Inferno. After that, we're going to be hopping into on Vertigo and Mirage for TSM again. After that, we'll need them. If this is not going to be a 3-0 series, Ancient and Dust2 are still on the board. And action is starting up in towards the banana already. Couple of good shots coming in from Valde, but the trade's coming in very quickly. And that's going to be Passion UA on the board with that B-side control. This is going to be iffy and very hard for the Danes to try to retake. And I like to remind you that this is their own map pick. For it to start off this way, there's going to be a little bit of a doomy cloud at the start of this tournament. Or sorry, at the start of this final. Yeah, it's not a tournament anymore. It's almost ending. Fear closes down. Well, that's just Siphon. Just an interesting way of saying it. And A-Core catches that quick glimpse into Chilla. That's going to be the second kill on the Zero Fix. Actually catches the third kill as well. Wait a minute! What did we just witness? A bit of a doable retake there at the end. Of course, the time is going to be a bit of an issue. But at the end of the day, that's going to be a nice self-boost for that confident. Understanding that you can actually hit some shots with those dualies. And looking pretty sexy while he's doing it. Okay, let's start it off with a bang. We didn't really have that much studio time to prep or talk about what's about to happen, but I usually like to have a little bit of a conversation of the previous matches, looking at their tournaments. Feels like I'm talking a lot. But yeah, checking out what happened before. Passion UA did go against TSM in the past. I think they played against each other just a while ago, too. And yeah, Passion UA as a team, throughout all this series, looking very good. Nice catches from the side as well. That's going to be Chilla to drop down. Nico Aker gets that one trade, but to win the round, he needed a little bit more. Sierra left just with that 5-7. This was a buy round coming in from TSM. Sorry, my vacuum cleaner is just going nuts on the background. And a very good start for the side of Passion UA to handle down these pushes and buys and whatever they're going for at the moment. Passion UA. Trying to check some stats from them. Yeah, the last time they went against each other. Yeah, the 9 of 7 of 2024. That was Passion UA actually losing to TSM. Skin Club Summer Cup 2024. They played 3 maps. A best of 3 they lost, and after that a best of 1 as well. That's interesting. Passion UA, they've had a 8-map win streak. Aurora, Apogee, Gun 5. That's gonna be Ruby, Into the Breach, Ecstatic, Gaming Gladiators, and CP8. Copenhagen Wolves. That's a lot of teams they've beat in a row. They did lose one to get Sangel. After that, one against WV. Lost against Drilla, and that's another straight coming straight off the bat. They've actually been looking great in the past. TSM, yeah, they've lost a couple of games. They've won most of them. Starting to become a very strong team here. Welcome to the stream. Lazo Betts, how you doing, my brother? And this is going to be another attempt for round 2 on the board already. Passion starting off with a bang here. It's going to be TSM trying to just figure out what kind of a holes are they going to go for, as we are going to be seeing the full buy coming in for the next round. So this time around, only a 5-7 on the Hats of Zero with that armor safe from the last round. And a Deagle for Siphon. That's it. You can do... Well, there goes the opportunity for that. I usually like to prop up the 5-7s. Crazy weapons, especially. Even the game getting a bit of an update just a while ago, so just right in time for the finals for everything to change in a way. Jumbo drops down. Xiphon there. For a second, I actually read NATO suffix. I'm not entirely sure when my brain went over there, but it is what it is. We want double overtime for all 3 maps. There's actually a potential for 5, so... If that happens, it means that I'll be casting till 9 o'clock today. So, both of the teams, please don't do that. I like sleep. This is where it starts. A buy coming in from the side of TSM. Ops coming in to play A-Core. If I remember correctly, played on Gamer Legion. Looking actually pretty great on that team for the while that he was playing on it. Of course, a couple of issues for every Opera at that point. But very doable, very capable. That's gonna be the kills coming in. Sierra dropping a player with that nade. Valde helping out. That's gonna be Valde with the actual drill through that plywood. To drop another player. Plank drills working out for one. TSM starting off the round with a couple of very nice kills here. But Passion UA, from the history of this team that we have been casting them, never rule them out. Just because there are a couple of players down, you have to be careful of them. The executions coming out of these teams are absolutely phenomenal. Especially with that kill, bring it back to a 3 versus 3. Look at that. This is exactly what we were talking about. Just because he dropped a couple of them doesn't really mean that the round is over. That's a nice catch from Nico. Nate's dropping on top of him, and the protocol's looking great. Jack Asmo actually catches another kill there, and the bomb will be going down. This is going to be a retake situation coming in for TSM. And this is all up in the air. Nice Nate towards the pitch. Jack Asmo on the other side of it. Sheila drops one more. Valde on the site. Has no idea where the corners are coming in, and Passion UA winning that round. Oh boy, exactly what we were talking about. Just because there were a couple of man down doesn't really mean that the round is done. We have been seeing throughout the games that we have casted from the Ukrainians, they can pull out some ridiculous rounds back. That was a voice crack, by the way. It feels like my throat is trying to sabotage me. Great round from them. Yeah, against this team, you can't really take chill. Another great attempt off. Trying to push in towards that, but this time around, the utility from the side of the Ukrainians looking very good. Stacked up for that start, so no easy access towards it. I don't like the way they can slow it down. 1 minute 50 left on the clock. That's going to be the double utility. Towards that little cubby. I think that second utility wasn't supposed to land that way. Sometimes the CTs, they want to come very close towards that middle space. It's going to be the smoke towards the long. Zero fix. Just getting ready here. And I like the way they can actually rotate these rounds around. Sometimes playing it very aggressively, sometimes passiveness is the key. Especially looking at some of these teams as they like to go for the information plays. And yeah, they're just spending a little bit of time off the clock, no problem. Setting up that B execution already. TSM rotated every single player towards that A site, so that's just a clean site for them to execute into. And of course you understand it, just looking at the buy that they have, they can't really go for anything crazy. A-core doesn't even have a buy, saving for that op again. So, saving the armor, and with the loss bonus, they can actually go for a buy on the next round. If the players actually want to save those MP9s, that could be a baller move in a way. Depending what kind of a place they want to go. If they want to challenge that middle. What does it say there? Actually, I never noticed those letters, speed 4 doggle or something like that. If they want to save those MP9s, that's gonna be amazing for the economy. Of course, weaker weapons. So the CTs might want to drop them as well. 3,400 loss bonus on top of the money that they have at the moment is definitely going to be sufficient for a buy here. A-core with 3,000 bucks saved. 640.50. Op is definitely going to be seen on the next round. I think TSM was hoping to at least get a couple of kills with those MP9s. But the right call was to save the armor here. This is exactly what we're about to see. Trying to stabilize that economy. Understanding that they're losing a couple of rounds here and there. Having that loss bonus for the next one. Just play with the MP9s you had from the last round. You didn't lose a player. Go with the set you had. Get that upgrade on the Xiphon. A-core going for that op. It's going to be the best idea here, in a way. Big's coming in the middle. Jumbo has to be a little bit careful if he wants to go for those fights in about a while. It seems like A-core wanted to go for a couple of peaks here. And this time around, they're harassing that banana, but TSM, they're letting it go. No reason to stick your head into it. And Alexi B formatting the game into a new style. It's going to... The quakes of that decision is going to be even seen here on Inferno. The amount of utility they have. Depending on what Passion UA want to do with this round. They might get the information in about a second. That's a great kill coming out of Valde. We just can't see it through the smoke dropping down Gigasmo. And a battle round starting off the round as well. Looking at how much utility they still have to fend off that B side. They have to go through the utility if they want to hit B. Meanwhile, it seems like the rest of the players on Passion UA just leaving that one player to fake. Okay, he does early, but they already have middle side CT control. That's a lot of information from them, especially with that frag. Zerofix drops the player from library. And this is going to be A-core starting to get pushed. He knows he has a teammate. There's a little bit of a crossfire here, but he needs help. Especially with Zerofix pushing in from long. Already TSM reading this as an A play. That's going to be the right call. Push coming out. That's going to be the first player dropping in from the mini pit. And already the scales coming on towards the side. Not even an attempt to shut them down. TSM losing everybody on that A side. Nice catch from Valde. Drop one. That's going to be the MP9 with a long spray to get the kill on the fear. They could actually go for the retake here. That's a 2 versus 2. Nice nade coming in from the library. But a better catch coming out of Jambo. You can see the shakiness. They're ready for it. Coffee, energy drinks, everything has been tanked for today. As it is the finals. And I have to say, maybe a little bit of a underwhelming hold coming in from TSM. Giving them a lot of space to work with. And this is a team you don't want to give that preference for those executions. Especially space. You want to fight for that. You want to make them uncomfortable because Passion UA, they're a team that knows how to use that utility. As TSM, a monkey wrench in between the gears could be the right way to go. You can see the replays. Look at this, the double entry coming in. Actually, that was Chilla to drop down the player from the deeper portion of that A site. Jambo catches. I think that was Valde from Library. And if TSM started today with a bit of sleepiness, this is going to be a tough match for them. Passion UA, they're definitely online. Let's see if some calls are going to be made. Of course, now they can buy basically every single round as long as they have a couple of $100 on their bank accounts. 3,400, as long as they win something. It's a lot of money. But for the CT side, the problem is It's a very expensive side. Utility stack towards the starting portion of that banana. They've seen these utilities before. It's going to be Sierra dropping one more extra nade to play for his teammate. Valde is going to be the one to actually dictate them. I have to say, even what we're seeing at the moment, it's kind of nice to see TSM at the finals. With the little roster change they went for Sierra. This team is starting to form up pretty well. Always we're focused up. We're so focused up on the upcoming games, what we're seeing at the moment. So it's kind of nice to see that being leveling up a little bit. Of course, a couple of people were a little bit questionable about the Aldex drop, but it is what it is. Utility will be set up towards that B-side execution. That's going to be the cross smoke. And some more utility. Now the question is this going to be just a fake or just a full batch? Looking at the sprays coming out of Valde, it seems like they actually want to go for it. Chikasmo through the smoke catches Valde. That's just going to be a good kill. But Sierra comes out with a double, but the problem is it might not be enough. Acor from construction doesn't hit that flick. That could have been a 3 versus 2 that they were looking for, but that second one is going to be on point. Chilla goes down. And this is definitely doable for the retake, but Jambo is so close towards the banana. He could actually catch 1 or even 2 if they're not ready through the plywood. They're doing a little bit damage. 15 points of health, and Nico actually wins that fight. Fear. In-game leader left. 1 versus 2. A very intelligent man. Now the question is, how does he want to play this one? Flash 4. His teammate to pop in towards the side, but they're not even sure where the last player is coming from. He could have used that time to catch that first kill, but Acor. Finally something that lands for the defenders. TSM. That was a little bit of a gnarly show, and you can see it right there. Just a bit of individual performance, and they can pull out a round. It took a while, but finally we're seeing something. And at the same time, we're a round away from seeing James Bond on a server. 006. Just make that a 7, and you have a movie. Maybe not a movie you like. Early utility. That's gonna be the Molotovs. Make a carpet of burning fire towards the banana. And all in all, basically a silent round here. Bastion UA losing a round. Now the question is, did they learn something from it? Most of the players thinking a little bit nade damage here. What? They're headshotable by that M4. That's going to be the utility setup here. Acor pushing back. I'm not entirely sure what all this movement is, especially with 35 seconds left on the board. It seems like Passion UA, they're going to go for the Navi slow style A-side take. Utility finally dropping down there, leaving just a little bit time here. They still have enough to go for whatever play they want to go. Baiting out Acor like that is just criminal. That's going to be Chilla with a beautiful shot. And a nice spray coming in from long, but Zerafix comes out with the second kill. That's going to be Nico in one between, but Fear takes out one. Valde brings it to a 3 versus 2, but I don't think they want to go for this one. Oh, that repeat coming out of Acor. It's like a basketball player losing his footing. And another round for Passion UA, 7 on the board. This could actually be a very quick best of 5 if it continues this way. We'll see. Valde just training in the middle. Trying to catch a couple of exit here. And to be honest, I'm just looking at the numbers. It doesn't really matter if you drop a couple of weapons. The problem is the rounds. TSM not really finding a form here. Passing UA, they're just running away with it at this point. Even the chair being knocked out. I usually like to think about how much could update affect some of the players. Of course, I'm not saying they're losing because of that. Passing UA is just a great team, but what could be the things that we're seeing on the server at the moment? I'm very sure nobody's using any charms at the moment. I didn't actually see one, so... Do they have charms that work? I've understood that it drops the FPS just a little bit. Do we have a James Bond on the server? Oh, look at that. 007. The license to kill, but not the accuracy. At least he tried. Off we go for more. Hello, hello. Waves the hands. Acorn. Sounds like an acorn. Scout in hand. Checking every single corner. But he knows that's not going to be the weapon to challenge with. Not the mighty AWP. One bullet to the chest and it's going to be enough. From that scout, you just need a bit more. That's going to be more utility for Chilla. It seems like they're ready for the push that is about to come, but... We're so close to an execution here that it doesn't even feel comfortable anymore. 35 seconds left on the clock at this point, but they've rotated the players towards that banana. Maybe just a couple of players holding down. Anybody wants to go for the picks, that's going to be easy pickings for them. This is just a fake. Even with the little time left, I'm not sure if they're practicing tax at the server at the moment, but they're herding them like sheeps at the moment. Just look at this. The bomb will be brought back in towards the A side. TSM, they're buying everything they're selling. Nico, well, he gets a free teleport to Lumbridge right there. That's going to be 8. We're trying to catch at least something in the cross. That's going to be just a bullet found, nothing else. And I'm going to say this is just going to be insane. Passion UA absolutely wrecking TSM on the server right now. I'm not going to put any nice words to it. This is just very one-sided. Even if you see that one round on the table, the problem is, as you're seeing the form from these teams, especially UA, they're saving like 3 to 4 players per round when they're winning. And the way they're executing, it seems like nothing can stop them. The problem is, they're just way too prepared to anything. Meanwhile, TSM, they're just struggling to find a round that looks like a round at this point. Focus on, after burning a little bit time off the clock, if they're not going to go for a quick play here, focus on the first kills. How sufficient they are. They just get their entries wherever they're walking at the moment. It's just ridiculous. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, the individual talent at the moment. It seems like if they keep playing that team style of trying to back up everybody, it's not going to work out against them. You really need to open up to change. Let the players go loose for a little while here on the CT side. You're already losing rounds. Just go for something. Go for the Geronimo in a way. Geronimo, whatever you want to call it. Cowabunga time. Let the players get loose. If this doesn't work out, Inferno is lost anyways. Just show us something great. So, round number 10. Early flash towards the middle. That's going to be the same mollies we've been seeing for a little while now. This time around, TSM is not going to actually use that much utility for the lower portion of that banana. We're actually going to segment these nades. Hoping that some of the players pushed out close towards the half wall, but that's been out of control entirely for them now. From here, it's a lot of space. Hold on to it, but I think this is exactly what Passion UA wants. Leaving one player in a 1vx situation is just going to be amazing for them. You can see the rotations coming on towards the A side. This is the right read in a way. The question is, are they gonna actually hold on to it? Nice couple of shots coming at the start. That's gonna be Nico with A-Core to drop down too. We saw a round like this before. Banana will be harassed, and that's going to be Sierra, the only one to try to stop the full push coming in. Behind the smoke, the place, they stop. Sierra, beautiful flash right in front of him. Does a little bit damage to Chilla, but gets the Q to rotate away and play defensively from the site. That's the right call. With 35 seconds, it seems like Bastion UA is just a ball going left and right all the time on the chat. On the map, sorry. As long as they get these entries again, anything is possible. It's going to be the boost over the corner here. Anybody wants to go for that op pick? And with 18 seconds left, they're just going to go for the push here. It's going to be Chilla to try to hold on towards the pit. That's going to be the first kill. They need the second one. There's another player there. That's going to be Zyphone with his triple to shut it down. And finally, we see something. It took a while, but it finally happened. A triple kill was needed to win this round. One back, 3 players. Sounds like a B-Hop movie. Second round on the board. Could they actually bring this into a 4? 4 rounds. Half, at least, to get the play somehow. Sierra coming up with a double of his own. This is starting to actually look a little bit better. Dropping the players on their tracks. That's going to be A-Core. Holding down middle. Anybody walking in here? Fear might have a little bit of an issue. Walking across that op. A-Core just a little bit slow on the pull, but against the information, second sock towards the apps is going to be crisp, clean, and locked in for Nico as well. Catches that one player, and Fear left as a solo. Drops the first one, but it's going to be a quick reply coming in from A-Core. The third round on the board already. Okay. First time they're actually chaining 2 rounds here together. A-Core was a little bit surprised he hit a headshot towards the apps. TSM. Round number 4 on the board could be crisp. That would be the way to maybe talk about coming back here. Zyphone drops out of the server, so we're just going to be waiting for him to rejoin. So, the problem is that I usually like to talk about the rounds. The round difference isn't that crazy if it's 4 to 8. It sounds crazy, but it's not. If you put it to percentage, yes, it's double, but... Or double is not a percentage, but... Yeah. It's 50% off 8. Let's go with that one. But when you look at the rounds, it is possible for them to actually bring it back very quickly. Just with a pistol round, you win the second round after that. Maybe you win 1 gun round and get them to save. That's 8. That's 8 on the board. But it's easier said than done. Looking at these rounds, Passion UA, they're very aware. So, just these little timeouts here and there might be enough for them to talk about what's going on. Maybe catch a little bit of a bearing here. Now the question is, are they even gonna see 4? You need to do it for it to go, well, to happen. Hello? Everybody's on the server right now. Not Zyphonics. Is that what it says? Not Zyphonics. Is that like a NATO suffix thing? I'm not entirely sure. Early kill. Wait a minute. That was just a slam to the face. Okay. Valde catching one player at the start. That's going to be Fear with a quick trade onto Nico. But Nico was on the roll in the last round. Good Molotov for the short. So even if they got CT controlled, they kind of have to be a little bit careful here. Maybe drops a little bit too deep. But A-Core comes up with a beautiful shot. And that's going to be the hold coming in from Zyphone. But just a run across from Zero Fix. to catch a headshot. They have the side control, but the bomb is just a little bit late. Look at where Sierra is coming from. Oh, he's lurking in from deep, way behind. No way back home. But a better catch coming at Jackass with the perfect timing there. A swing coming in from short, and I told you, catching that round number 4 is not on the table. It's not for free. They make this a 9-3 series. And that is going to be Passion UA just enjoying a round like this. Looking at the stats at the moment, Valde, 7-8. That's going to be actually Agor with 11-7, of course, using a lot of money on that off. I think we saw the op coming in for 5 or 6 rounds, something like that. So we saw it on multiple rounds. Oh boy. A bit of a freaky start here for TSM. Need to still remember that this is their own map pick. And this is going to be a confidence wrecking experience from the air. Acor actually catches that headshot. Okay. It's going to be Jambo to drop down Acor. So at least it's a 1-to-1 trade, but that was just ridiculous. Every single time you see those wings behind a weapon, you know something silly just expired. Jambo. It's just holding. That's going to be Fear with the beautiful flash. The timing is going to be perfect. Jambo comes up with a double kill here. That's going to be third on the board. Did he actually go for the full ace? Oh, it takes a little bit while. Gets a little bit confused there with the spray. So, trying to tap as many bullets as he can, but it's going to be zero fix to drop down. Valde Sierra has been left in 1 versus 3. I think it was Acor from the last pistol round to catch a triple. Could this be done with 22 HP? Trying to go for those taps. Actually drops one of the players. Anything that hits him is going to be done. It's going to be Chilla with that USP shot. And that's the round. I don't remember who TSM went against yesterday. It was a 1-2 on maps. 2-1. They lost 2-1. Who did they play against? I remember I watched a couple of rounds. I just don't remember it anymore. Give me a second. My brain is just not remembering anything. Ecstatic, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, chat. Yeah, Ecstatic. Another Danish lineup right there. Kind of cool to see it. A couple of shots here in towards the pit. Trying to go for those overshots. What's your team that you support? Well, FaZe and Navi. At the moment, it feels like supporting FaZe is like buying a car and setting it on fire, but I still have belief. I still believe. Alright, this is going to be a little bit of a silent round. Of course, just clocks from TSM. And I think they're just trying to catch a couple of weapons if they could shake them a little bit. Passion UA, they're playing a very passive game, so if you want to push with the clocks, just come ahead. Not so Funks actually gets a shot with that Glock, so Zyphon. The only one to drop one, it's going to be P250 at the end. Or, yeah, flying wings from that MP9. Easy kill for Jumbo. From that distance, even jumping doesn't really matter. And it's going to be 11 on the board for the side of Passion UA. Looking very crispy today. Meanwhile, TSM, they're taking their remaining 4 out of 4 timeouts here. So, they've had a couple of issues to talk about. Could it be that we're going to see a comeback? Is it in the script for today? Or is this just going to be a ridiculous shutdown? So far, It's been very one-sided. Already most of the rounds going for the side of Passion UA. Just a couple to shut it down. Of course, for TSM to try to bring it a little bit back. Maybe gives them a little bit more momentum for the next map that we're going to be hopping into. And that's going to be Passion UA's pick on Vertigo. I need you to think about that. After that, we have Mirage, which is still a great map for them. The silence is ridiculous on the server. Rotations coming in from the ruins, and Fear will be repositioning with his teammate. Entry towards that B side. And we'll see what TSM has been practicing. So, both of the players a little bit confused over here. It's going to be the boost on top of the second box here. Not the suffix... Or, sorry, what am I saying? Zyphon. Very close. Actually catches that first player. That's a very nice kill for him. But that's going to be Chekasmo. The problem with the B side control is that you really don't want to lose those players early on. And there it goes. Great catches here at the start. That's going to be Passion UA. Losing their B-side defenders at the start. Maybe doing a couple of same issues here and there because they're not really competing for the banana. So that gives a lot of space for the side of TSM to actually go for their executions. You really want to be afraid of that. Every single team, you give them that space. Well, everybody knows how to execute the B-side these days. So the battles is supposed to be brought just a little bit closer towards the banana to make sure that they can't have an easy access towards it. They have to have that extra set of mindset to think about what could be happening. Just getting that full execution. Full access to any of these spots is going to be amazing for them. Passion UA going for the timeout here for the first time. Understanding losing a gun round can be a little bit shaking, especially if you have to buy with the money that you have at the moment. They can actually drop an M4, so I think they can go for a decent buy here. Chilla is just going to opt in for that 5-7, which is destructive. So, for this not to get out of control, they really want to leave an impact here at the start. But if this starts to roll into rounds where TSM is starting to win some easy rounds, bad buy, stuff like that, that's where it actually can go a little bit tits up very quickly. And what's being done to them definitely can be done to you, so always keep that in mind. The T side on Counter-Strike at the moment, very easy. Or it feels like it. So, that's going to be Chekasmo just posting the other side of that smoke. That's the nade towards banana. The player's not actually catching that first portion of the utility is pretty nice. And Zyphon just holding down long, making sure that nobody's going to be walking in front of that crosshair. Anybody trying to go for that rotation, it's not going to be a good time for them. Down. He's not checking underneath the balcony. That's the problem. That's the first kill easily for the side of Chilla. And Passion UA starting off the round with a great pick. Zyphon maybe a little bit too focused towards short. You can just see how it backs around, already rotating a player back. That's going to be the Molotov inside that smoke. It goes for nothing. Chekasmo. That's a little bit of a wild utility to be throwing. But catches the first player, goes for the second one. It's a double spray, and he only has to stay awake. Nothing else. Peeking out the players, knowing the second one is very close. That bomb will be planted. Great corner, but the problem is A-Core knows it just a little bit better. A 3 versus 2 from Construction. A player has been spotted. That's going to be the doubles hold here. A-Core and Valde. Trying to hold down to it. A-Core just has to find that perfect timing, especially with the push coming out. It's not going to work out. Both of the players trying their best, but Acor coming out on top. Zerofix actually catches that kill. Valde had to stay concealed. That's going to be a great Molotov to actually play a little bit time off the clock. And looking at the round, he doesn't have the kits. I think it's done. Acor wins it just by time. And actually catches a 4K. TSM on the board. What a great round from the Danes. Nice attempt on that retake. The problem is no kits, no time. The pressure just amounts. Off we go for more. Middle stack, dash, and dealt with. Quick round, 6 on the board. USBs not really working against that nade. And the silence of this round. Yeah, that was just a quick one. Not that much time needed to make it happen. I like to see it. Very quick. What did you eat today, Caster? Nothing yet. Wait, Nate on top of zero. Wait a minute. That smoke to be open like that, it's a little bit just criminal. Jambo catches Sierra inside of it. So, that is going to be just a push through the smoke. Jambo going for a triple. Wait a minute. You're not supposed to play like that. Oh, TSM, they weren't expecting that at all. But at least Siphon catches a kill from the A side. But the problem is, he gets dropped and leaves Nico alone in a 1 versus 4. And this is just insane. A couple of good gun rounds looking in. A couple of good gun rounds coming in from TSM. And for a second at there, I actually thought that it was actually doable. The comeback started to look real, but Jambo just shifted into second gear. 4K. A kill to open up the smoke. Chu actually getting through it. And last one to just challenge down Nico. And oh boy, is this a flex pick coming out. Well, this is a flex pick from... Or it's not actually a pick. It's just a flex wreck coming out of Passion UA. It's TSM's own pick at the moment, so... You wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it. But the question is, are we gonna get a... McCrazy or Mirage? That's a TSM pick too. I'm not entirely sure what's about to happen on Vertigo. We don't have the script for the second map yet. That is going to be Chilla. Holding down the balcony here. Smoke to start off the round. That's the nades were short. Anybody who wants to go for the picks? Oh, it's going to hurt. But nobody's going to go even close to any of those nades. It's just going to be Valde to take important damage. The second I say it, it's got to be Jambo to push in front. Short just coming out with a double here. Catches the turret. Oh, wait a minute. That's not going to be a kill. Acor brings it back with 1. And Zerofix from long. The little cubby here. If they don't check it, they do. A 3 versus 3 actually brought back into a doable margin, but the problem is a player actually holding down the site. They need to clean this one. If they're not aware of the holder here, that's going to be a problem. Molotovs raining in from library. That's going to be a amazing Molotov somehow. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Chilla has to spring into action, and that actually comes off for a double. They shut out the round. That's going to be 13-6, and a missed Molly is absolutely going to be playing for Passion UA for some dumb reason. I'm not entirely sure how CS works sometimes, but hey, that's Counter-Strike for you. TSM's own map pick getting absolutely wrecked on their own pick, and we're going to be hopping into Vertigo, which is actually Passion UA's pick. So, if you get clapped like that on your own map pick, get ready for the second one, because you're gonna need loop for this one. So TSM, hopefully you can reset whatever happened on this map. Get ready for the next one, because that's gonna be wild. We're gonna see you in about well, after the break. I'm not entirely sure for how long, usually a couple of minutes, and see you on Vertigo. Have a good time. Hey guys, so welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you were having a good time after a little break. And after that first map, what we saw there, well, it was very one-sided as we're going to be hopping into Vertigo, the 51st floor, to see what we are about to get. And this will be Passion UA's own pick. So, TSM starting on the CT side, and the T's will be the boys in the picks. And right now, we're just playing a couple of seconds off the start and just waiting for something to happen. And, well, a lot is not happening. And yes, we're standing up at the moment. We're just having a good time standing up. That's our life at the moment. Just look at this. Everybody's just holding down the worst, the lower funnel. They're starting to push in. That's a couple of shots being done. So, just to make a little bit of noise, but they're still sneaking in here. This might be TSM trying to check if there's anybody in here. And it actually comes out for one, but the problem is to have that quick rotation. Quick replies, and Chikasmo comes out with his first kill after Acor drops one of them. Shambo is going to be the sole that doesn't actually get a kill by now. It's going to be a little bit damage done to Chikasmo. 5 points of health. This is a very interesting push coming out of Passion US. They're playing this very slowly at this point. On the side of that crane, Chilla gives the control back, and even Passion UA at the moment. I'm not sure if this is them trying to fake a B-side push. Nico drops down Chilla. The way they're supposed to play this right now is to give them the understanding that nobody's holding it from the ramp, but the problem is there's no time to ask for the execution right now, right here. That's going to be the Molotov to push out Nico from that corner. A nice kill coming in from Zerofix to bring it back. The Duel is trying to spray for that kill. It's not going to work out. Zyphon drops one, and the problem is he takes a little bit too much of a step there behind the boxes. Gets dropped as well. Zero catches the kill onto Chikasmo, but Fear ends it on a win. Vin with a V. 11 points of health, 3 kills for Fear. In-game leader clutches it for the team. And it works for the win. That was a weird round. It seemed like neither of the sides really had an idea there. Both of the teams just going for whatever they were going. It's just the simple use of utility there to catch that first kill. One flash coming in from the short to make sure they're going to drop. I think that was Jumbo at the start. At the same time, he's going to go for the same role here. Pushing out first. Has to be a little bit careful because there's a player very close to that corner at him. Here. Drops down Chilla, but catches a couple of kills as well. It's just going to be the USPs, basically. And Zero did pick up a Galil. That's just one. Now that's an AK. 1 versus 2. This is actually still doable. He doesn't have the armor. So anything that hits him is going to bounce that crosshair up in the sky. But for him to go for the retake here could actually work out. I'm not entirely sure if he wants to go for the save. Looking at the money that they could have on the next round, the AK could be amazing for their economy. But in my opinion, that was actually a doable round. But he's not going to play with the odds. Saving the AK for the next one with a couple of kills. Making sure that they can actually go for a goodbye. Meanwhile, Passion UA, he might wipe out the weapons. This might be the idea here. Fear. They're still playing this carefully, which is nice to see. Passion UA. They peek out that corner perfectly. And TSM with all of the trickery, it's not going to work out. And Fear still with another triple. 2x triples. KD 3 at the moment. Might be even actually more because he didn't go down. That's infinite. 6-0-0 on almost reversed James Spawn on the server. Yeah, to be honest, that hold from Sierra wasn't superior for him. I think the only thing I was trying to do is cast him off guard, but I'm going to say this once. Trying to catch Passion UA off guard, it's just not going to work. We've checked so many games out of them. You really need to win them on their own territory. If there's something that they know how to do, is the basics. So that didn't really surprise me. Somebody actually had a good point. Eco had a more impact than the buy. Well, we haven't really seen the buy yet. But if history is to teach us, you might have a point. Here we go. That's going to be the utility for ramp. Just the standard smoke for the CT side to get a little bit more control. Meanwhile, that's a little bit more coverage for the side of Passion UA to start to set up. They could actually fake out the A side here pretty well. That's the Molotov to burn out behind the plank here. And just a standard fake. Burning down the plank. Meanwhile, the real push is coming on towards that A side, and Jambo already drops down Acorn at the start. I didn't actually even notice what weaponry he had. Maybe it was an AK. Yeah, it was that single AK. Oh, no, they didn't say that AK. I'm not so sure what he bought. Maybe an M4. Zero at least catches one before the rest of his team is basically being dropped, and the only one on the server with a kill at the moment. He really needs to get his teammates to step up here. The problem is they're losing so many of these battles, the duels, coming throughout on whatever server. And these entries are just falling onto the side of Passion UA every single time. And yeah, somebody had a point on the chat. Eco round actually had more impact than the buy itself. Here we go. Chakasmo with an awesome hairstyle here. Scaling on towards that B side just to make sure if anybody's saving a weapon here, they could actually catch them off. One is very close towards that bit. It's going to be Zero. Well, actually, that's Nico. Zero is behind him. And so far, none of the attempts working out. What the hell am I looking at? Well, that's my friend calling. After a little time up, we're going to be hopping back into a round here. Round number 4 on the board. And yeah, I'm kind of hoping to see something. Of course, TSM, they're not going to have the buy of their lives. Nice catch at the start. Zero Fix dropping down Zero off that boost there. Like I said, trying to catch them off guard is going to be hard. Zero Fix comes out with the second kill on the Zyphon, but it's going to be Acorn to catch that kill in the cross. A quick reply coming out of Jumbo. Yeah. That's my friend being a friend at the moment. Yo, man, welcome to the stream, vid. How you doing? Well, they does catch one before the round goes down the toilet, and I think that's pretty much it. So, Passion UA, they're going to be having a good time with this round. That is going to be it. Passion UA. This was a team that we were talking about, that they could actually take that next step from the lower-end teams and hop into the board of actually looking like a team that could challenge some of the, even the bigger tournaments. Like when we look at this team, the basics are on hold. They're actually doing some very good stuff here. Individual performance on the table as well. And it would be actually nice to see where the limits with this team could be. Of course, not saying that they could win the major or something like that, but it would be awesome to see them battling against like Bigs and those types of teams. 4 rounds on a board. It's always been a little bit of a delight to actually see them play. Fear also, after a couple of interviews here and there, sounded like a person with a lot of intellect. A sturdy mind. So it's nice to see it in action. That's going to be the early utility to try to stop that middle push. Nobody's there to actually do it, though, so... But Chilla still wins the fight from the ladder room. It's going to be valid to maybe take a little bit too much space there. And the problem is that I'm not entirely even sure what to say. Whatever setup TSM is going for at the moment, Passion UA are just ready for it. They play a couple of seconds at the start, then they go for their executions, and the individual performance just takes over. You need to find something in between. That's going to be Nico to drop down Fear, at least a 1-to-1 trade. But that's going to be a quick shot coming out of Jumbo. The op shot definitely is going to hit. Sierra trying to push down the smokes. The problem is Zerofix is just waiting on the other side of it. Acor comes up with the trade. So this is actually a game where everybody's getting the respectable kills. But this time around, it's going to be Chakasmo with Zerofix to get their own. And as the call comes in that the Acor was spotted on towards the Rams, that's just got to be a B play. Zerofix reads the play on top of the sandbags. Bomb will be planted. And that's the round. Even extra money. 5 rounds on the board. And in a row, too. Yeah, every match I've seen from Passion the last days have been a stomp. I have to say, they had a little bit of a hiatus. They were taking a pause. And actually, after coming back, well, they're looking ridiculous at the moment, so even better. Alright. Straight till the next round. Chilla. This time around, as they saw that little middle push, they're just going to push 3 players onto it, and they're going to go for the plays. Acor actually comes up with the first kill. That's a great way to open up the round. The problem is they don't have the weaponry to play it. So they need just a bit more out of Acor. That's going to be the flick on top of the box. It's actually going to be a hit. Acor! There it is. We're finally seeing something. Oh boy. Chakasmo actually thought he had the kill. He was ready for the swing from the generator, but the problem is he didn't hit the last bullet. Nico catches that kill with the deagle. And again, we might finally see that first round, but we need to see more. Acor, he definitely has the potential, but the problem is the setups doesn't really work out for him every now and then. That's an amazing hairstyle coming out of Jumbo. I actually like that. Clean and fresh. The logo is burning, but for a round like this, it seems like they just want to get rid of those weapons. So trying to drop as many weapons as they can is going to be the way around. So TSM trying to hunt those AKs. We're not going to find them all. One extra weapon will be brought back in. That's going to be taken out of the server. Oh, wait a minute. That was a try. Now there's an op in the rotation. And this is going to be them. Just trying to battle and try to save that last op, but they're going to pick up the weapons that they needed anyways. It's okay. Zyphon might actually pick up even the last AK there. That's going to be a ridiculous resurgence from that round. TSM, they're enjoying that one. Enough, we go for more. Here we go. So, this time around, TSM bought up in, well, fully to the brim. It's just going to be Nico without the head armor with Acor. Knowing that they have the AKs, it doesn't really matter that much. Zero opting out of utility. But meanwhile, everybody else is actually well stacked. 3 AKs on the board too. I'm a little bit surprised that they actually dropped a weapon for Sierra to go for the weaponry. I think he's even the best player on the server from them. For them. Yeah, it's him and Acor at the moment, actually. The only ones with 5 kills, which is kind of sad, looking at the amount of rounds we've already seen. But it's okay. Champo catches Zyphon at the start. Catch with that op. This seems to be a very standardized round, but trying to take that little peek. This time around, the flick is not going to hit on top of that box, but the attempt was there. Showing a little bit skin there. A 4 versus 5, and Passion UA, they're baiting it all in the right spots at the moment. Gaining that space already. Ramp has been conceded for the CTs, and T, sorry, and that's going to be Zerofix with the kill on the Zero. Acor on top of the flames actually drops down 0. They need just a bit more validate on the lurk. If they're not ready for this, this is going to be the perfect timing. He just needs to catch a kill here, and that's going to be it. The only thing he has to do is catch time. Acor, this is another flick. That's going to be validate with the kill on the Chakasmo. Finally, we're getting that action. Bomb will be planted, and it's a 3 versus 3 retake with a couple of players on the CT sets. It's a little bit low. Nico scaling up from short. But Jambo, he's ready for it. Just across her, placed on the right angle. But Jambo is not ready for Valde. That's going to be the second player in line on that lurk. 20 seconds left with the perfect timing. He's finally starting to realize nobody's pushing down. And Valde is just taking way too long. I think this is just going to be a call from TSM to just try to save again. Another round for the side of Passion UA, and they converted exactly the moment they lose one. There goes the op. Valde, the only one to save an AK.
Terrorists win.
And carry would imply that you actually won rounds. The problem is just getting kills doesn't really mean that you're carrying. That's the problem. So this is just an... well, not really a working CT side for the side of TSM. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to say here. It's a very one-sided of a game. It's just don't even focus on the rounds. Just focus on the quality of the rounds. I kept saying this on Inferno. Looking at Vertigo from TSM, it's still a 50% map. But the problem is for Passion UA, almost every single map is better or equal. Very close to it. Team Save Masters. Reginald maybe should rebrand that. We're going for more Molotov to a short. Ends up on top of the smoke, so it doesn't really do much. And this is just going to be a lot of nades being used here. Just a duel for the amount of grenades that they have at this point. Molotovs again. This is TSM just trying to take whatever control they can. And in a way, it's kind of working. The problem is they still need to get those kills. That's just placed a couple of seconds off the clock. That's going to be the, I think, the last Molotov they have. They actually still have a couple of Molotovs towards the middle and east side portion. But just looking at the kills coming out, Siphon starts off the round with a kill. Exactly what they needed. Zero comes out with the second one. They need more. Jacasmo, that nade is going to be perfect on top of Jacasmo. Xiphon drops him, and that's going to be a 2 versus 4, but we have seen rounds where even these could be pulled back in, so they have to be careful, especially now. You need to start chaining these rounds on top of this little smoke. Chill has spotted the player. That spray control is amazing. Nice kill onto Nico. A-core. Turns down the side so the bomb won't be planted at the second. So gets a couple of seconds more for his teammates to actually go for rotation. Finally, it takes for them a little bit too long to actually realize that they have to go for him. It seems like we're not going to be... Nice no-scope coming out of Acre. Okay, Valde actually ends up the life from Jambo too. Okay, that's going to be the retake coming in from TSM. It's a nice attempt, but many more needed. Early plays. Round the falls for the side of TSM. Utility that will be spent. That's going to be the smoke at the start. Big Molotovs and nades for the ramp. Anybody who wants to go for the quick plays. I was actually a little bit surprised that that actually worked for the side of TSM. And that's Zero Fix starting off the round with a kill. Oh god, it's just so clean for the next one behind the box as well. Fear takes care of Zero. It feels like it's a tide just washing down to the city. Nothing can stop it. And TSM, as quickly as they win round, they actually win one, I guess. They lose it directly afterwards, and that's gonna be the problem. They need to chain these rounds together. It doesn't matter how you retake it, how good it looks. The issue is them just losing rounds after rounds. And oh boy, is this one-sided at the moment, but still doable. I still have beliefs, hopes, whatever you want to call them. We still have Mirage at least on the table. So whatever happens over at Vertigo, it's not over yet. Nice catch out of Nico to drop down Chilla. Valde. Catches one of the players. That's got to be Jackasmo trying to go for the swing. They actually hold on to these weapons. And yeah, AK and M4, especially with the loss bonus that they had, they can actually go for a buy here. They can either drop a weapon for Sira. They can go for a full buy. And that's exactly what's about to happen. We even actually see the comeback of that op. I usually like to say that when I'm looking at some of these teams, especially on the form that they are, the best way to try to explain what's happening on the server, it seems like TSM is a little bit snoozy at the moment. Snoozy meaning maybe not woken up fully. There's a couple of moments that you can actually see them getting a little bit confused. But meanwhile, you're watching Passion UA. They look to be just on point on every single situation they're playing for. 1 second. My friend actually brought me ice cream, some fruit cocktails, and a Red Bull. I have amazing friends. Yeah, so sorry for that, boys. Getting back into the finals. We didn't actually lose anything, so just a slow round from the side of Passion. Nice catch coming out of Chilla. And here we are. First entry for Passion. Yeah, were you ignoring his calls? Yeah. Or I don't ignore calls. It's when I'm casting, I don't usually answer any of the calls, so. But yeah. Nice. At least a trade coming out of A-Court to pull it back to a 4 versus 4, but the re-push is still happening towards the side on the edge of that smoke. A-Court comes out with a second in the third kill. Okay, his funnel's starting to stack up some bodies here. It's going to be Chilla to drop down Sira, but A-Core shuts it down with a 4K, and here we are. The problem is they need to continue this form towards the second rounds. The issue is they win one. Passion UA usually sets up a game style to actually convert it. Wait a minute, did somebody drop out of the server? It was Siphon, maybe having a little bit connection issues today. Poor friend, he just wanted to give you free things and you just ignored him. No. I was talking with him on WhatsApp, so I told him I was casting. He knows. He knows that I'm casting. I can't really do anything else at that point, so he just dropped it in front of my door there. So caramel, Ben & Jerry's caramel brownie party. So that's what he's suggesting at the moment. He actually brings me a lot of food every night. I'm not entirely sure why, so maybe I'm a good friend. Maybe I'm a shit friend. Maybe I manipulate him or something like that. But yeah, this isn't the first time. Yeah. Have good friends. If you have great friends, you get food. Nah, he's good. He's cool. I've known him since I was a kid, so he's a cool dude. I need to buy him something. Like a watch or something. I'm not entirely sure what he's up to. What is his style? What could be a nice present to another man that is not too romantic? Guys, we have a task at the moment, so we have a technical pause. If you'd have a guy friend that you knew for your whole life, what kind of a present could you buy for him that isn't too cringe, but something that he could actually use? What's a nice present to a good friend? Vacation. He actually does take a lot of vacations, that's true. He likes to take those trips around the globe. We went towards Bolivia once together, so that was kind of cool. What would be awesome? buy him a butterfly knife. He actually did play CS back in the days, but not anymore. We play Tarkov. We like to stress our days with Tarkov. For some odd reason. Buy him a girlfriend. That actually could work out. Yeah, at that point, I will be sharing a cell with Andrew Tate. But yeah, we're getting back into the game. Nico starts off the round with a kill on the Chilla. That's a quick entry. Jackasmo pulls it back very quickly. Acor starting it off with that op again. That needs to... He needs to actually keep that up. Op kills needed from behind the quad. That's going to be Valde to drop down Jackasmo. Nice attempt on Zero Fix. Maybe we're finally getting a little bit more potential from TSM. Need them to wake up, for them to actually get angry. Fear. Pulls it back to a true versus true here. Just looking at the positioning. TSM, they're reading this as a B-side play. And Passion UA, they just love playing time off the clock. Just slowing it down on those key moments. And TSM, they're gonna go exactly against the grain. But wait a minute, Fear doesn't actually... He's not ready for Zyphon to go for the pick. They drop the in-game leader. He's gonna take a very hefty fall towards the taxis. And Zero Fix left in a 1 versus 2. He does have the bomb, though. He can go for a different play here, whatever he wants to do. And for TSM, to be honest, the right play is going to be trying to stack one of these sites. And it's exactly what they're going to play. Playing together is going to be the key here. And with 25 seconds, Zero Fix, he has to kind of focus up on that ace side. If he gets that bomb down, it's doable. But the problem is if they hear that plant, especially from the corner, he goes for the first fake here. Oh, he doesn't even see the player coming in from the elevator. And Zero absolutely catches one. That's going to be the kill. But the problem is he doesn't know where the second one is. Jumping on towards the head box. Plays it to perfection. Drops down Zyphon. He wasn't ready for that. Zyphon out of his element. And they actually do pull it back. A round that definitely was supposed to be TSM's. Oh boy. Was that a riot? Oh boy. Early nades at the start. And even some better shots coming in. Zyphon with Nico, they do entry. That's going to be Zero Fix with a couple. But wait a minute, is this round actually falling towards the side of TSM? They could actually make this a 4. A good way. To pull it back into a doable round. Chilla. Making this a 1 versus 2 could be the way to go, especially if he catches Nico at the start. Just very low on HP. It's definitely going to check that angle. Oh, it's a little bit blurry at the start, but Zero, with a quick trade there at the end, will push this to a 4. That could have been a 5 if they didn't screw up the last round. Or the second to last. Meeps in the chat. 17-7. That is ridiculous. Zero Fix just absolutely grinding rounds and just kills here. Look at the amount of kills. That's a KD of a little bit over 2. The ADR is just off the chains at this point. Can actually see his stats here. It's a little bit dark. Can't really see exactly what's going on at the moment. Would be awesome to see his ADR. Another update that Valve could actually go for, I'm just trying to be normal here. 149 on 13 rounds. That's insane. That is insane. 149 ADR for a single player. Absolutely a unit. So I was actually thinking about this in the past. What Valve could actually go for the next, because this is an esports game, very clearly at the moment. They should do an update where you can actually change the HUDs and create everything inside the game. So you don't actually have to have an overlay on top of this one. If nobody knows how this works, you actually have to have the clean version of CS and another HUD from a third party on top of it. But meanwhile, we're actually getting a B-side execution. Oh, it's getting a little bit sloppy. Jack Asmo comes up with a second kill. Zerofix with 2. And this is just going to be a shutdown from the side of Passion UA. As TSM, they get nothing. You get nothing, Jon Snow. Nothing. An absolute grinder of a round into the bin. Seeing those blades from the blender. They knew that round was done. But yeah, I was actually thinking about the fact that they should give us a couple of more options, especially if we're using the Go TV. That you have options to change the HUDs and everything like that. Numbers, something like that, just inside the game. That would work a lot better, will be a lot cooler. Plus, it would make the game so much more professional. That would actually be very cool. Nice update if they went for that. Jon Snow. Nice shutdown coming out. That's going to be 0 to actually steal 1 kill in between. So almost an ace coming out of here. A 4K to shut it down. That's a lot of money for 1 MP9. You want to know how much? 2,400 bucks. 2,400 buckaroos for that simple weapon. That costs very little. That maybe needs to be nerfed a little bit. Here we are, Passion UA, 10-4. Just a couple of rounds away to locking this into a 2-0. TSM getting a little bit worried about the finals here. Especially looking their run from the lower bracket. They knew it was a little bit of an uphill struggle. Meanwhile, Passion UA, they were just sailing on the top bracket. Nice trades coming out. That's going to be Jambo with the kill onto Nico. A-Core gets the trade quickly. That might be an A-op that he can go for the pick, and they could actually flex that A-side push. But it's going to be the utility, and a missed one too. Oh, actually, that's done by... Well, it was actually intended. A nice smoke, sorry. Good catch coming out of 0 to drop the player from the crane. And note that there might be a push coming in from the catwalk, and that's just going to be a double for him on the defense. And the retake will be stepping on. Jacasmo drops 1, and it needs to be Valde to come up with a lot of kills again. The problem is, for the second swing, his crosshair is a little bit off. That will be 0 to catch a triple. And that's a lot of kills for one man. A KD of a little bit over 3. And ADR actually is building up. 169. Boys. 169. Oh boy. This looks like the cows on a farm that are just having a good time, and then the farmer just comes and shuts them down with a shotgun. They even didn't know what happened. That was way too graphic for some reason. Sorry, chat. If there's animal lovers in the chat, I do like animals, especially with pepper and salt. So, off to another attempt. Well, that's a shutdown coming straight at the start for the quick trade coming out of A-Core. Chikasmo catches that first kill. It's going to be a 4 versus 4 already. Some off. The defense has been spotted, but a great shot coming out of Valde to drop down Chilla. From that cross, trying to get on top, maybe behind that pillar. So the cross play doesn't really work out. And the silence here is just going to be superb. A 3 versus 3, 3 versus 2. Finally, a catch coming in from Jambo to bring it back to a tie. They could actually go for the play here. Natosaf, oh, sorry, it's going to be Zyphon to go through the smoke to do the plays against Jambo that's been done before. And Zerofix left in a 1 versus 1 with one of the greatest stats we've seen in a while. And actually catches the timing on to Zira. He keeps building up his stats. Just look at the ADR again. KD just rising. ADR still insane. Zerofix, there's nothing that can stop him today. I actually want to see map number 1 stats too. Because this is supposed... I think there's supposed to be some laws against this. That absolutely wrecking the enemy to this point is supposed to have some kind of a jail time. Zero fix on Inferno, 14 to 11, 132 rating. That was actually Jambo topping the score with 19 to 12. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. This is just bullying at this point. Jack Smoke. Nice catch at the start as well. They're trying to jump on top of the platform here. It seems like some of the pushes are very simplistic. A lot of attempts from that M4 to try to drop down the player, but Jakasmo actually handles that movement very well. Doesn't take that many hits. Acor, meanwhile, well, he's going to be aboard of damage. Maybe the update worked out for the side of Passion UA. Because it looks like they're on fire at this point. Fear finds the kill on the Xiphon. That's going to be another attempt. Acor with 26 points of health. Oh my god, that's not even funny anymore. He didn't even get to play. Jambo. The last 2 kills at the end, and that will be the round, and I think it's done. You have 13 to 4. That's an absolute walkover of a round of a map. 161 ADR there at the end. I'm not even entirely sure. He came very close to 30 kills. And by the way, just to prove, this is the Ben & Jerry's he brought to me. This is the random cocktail fruit salad that he brought to me. And even a fucking Red Bull for some damn reason. But yeah, that's what great friends do, I guess. But yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I'm not entirely sure to what even cipher out of that map. It was just Passion UA sweeping TSM off the edge straight into the taxi. So we're going to take a little break, hop back in when we're ready, and check out what's about to happen in the third map. And do we actually even get more from this best of 5? Let's take a little break, hop back in when we're ready. See you over there. So, yeah, after a very quick vertigo, we find ourselves on Mirage. Maybe TSM, they can actually finally show us something different here. Because it's a couple of taps for Passion UA already on the board. And that means that if they win this map, I think it's done. Or not, I don't think it's done. It's done. Quick push coming out off connector. It's going to be Gcasmo with Zerofix to find the first 2 frags. It's going to be Nico and Typhon to go down from short, trying to attempt and actually hits that shot. That's going to be Gcasmo with a 2nd kill already. B-side seems to be the target, but at the moment TSM, they seem to be just a little bit dumbfounded. Being stopped in their tracks. The quick play at the start doesn't really go their way. Jambo finds the kill on the Valde. Now it's going to be A-Core. Getting tagged in the face. 8 points of damage. Or actually 8 points of health. To play around with. Finally gets a kill. That takes a little while, but this is going to be a far cry from around. Making a lot of noise on the ladders. Another push coming behind. It's going to be Jambo to shut him down. One single shot. Well. The start for Passion UA. This could be one of the quickest 3-0 stomps we've actually seen on this tournament so far. I don't actually remember anything like this before. Passion UA with a couple of EPL's Division 1 victories already. We've seen the names out of TSM on this tournament a couple of times. Not quite getting at this level, but here they are. Actually, just let's make that sure. Let me get a little bit more information about what was the last games that they played. I just like to check out how their previous games here on EPL has gone, what the situation is. So on previous tournaments that we've actually made on season 17 and season 16, Passion UA took the win, and those were the only ones that were actually on the board. I don't think they challenged that many tournaments. I think it was 5 or something like that. But we don't really see TSM's name anywhere in here. But on Division 2, they did win Season 19. So TSM actually has a win under their belt, but that's on the lower division. To be honest, I usually do say that it seems like the lower division even has better teams sometimes, which is kind of insane. This is just going to be a casual round for TSM. Gcasmo finds a triple in this round, and this is just going to be the replay. Quick push towards the middle. Quickly being taken care of, and TSM. A buy like this just going to be shut down. No money for the next one. And we're about to see Glocks. Glovky Glocks. And a couple of deals. Okay. I haven't actually seen a Deagle impact in a while. It feels like somehow, I think the rifles, especially with the SMGs, they have become way too powerful. So we barely see any crazy Deagle plays anymore. Of course, the second I say it, it happens. So it's going to be Cypher with a kill on the Zilla, but it gets brought back in very quickly. That's going to be the bash in towards the top middle. Only 1 kill at the start. Everybody else will be dropped. A great start here. It seems like there is a caster curse. If I say so. I am poor. I don't have millions of dollars in my bank account. I don't think anything happened, but yeah, let's see. Maybe later on today I'm a millionaire. So, back into the groove. It's going to be Passion UA. Enjoying their 3rd round on the road. Now it's going to be a buyout coming in for TSM. So, looking at what they can actually manifest. It's going to be 4 AKs and an op. I'm a little bit excited to see A-Core play this map with that longer pipe. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad can be very silent here. Jambo drops down Valde. It's going to be the quick shot at the start to get that entry. That's a good defending kill. But they really need to keep it up now. So close to that 3-0 victory. Looking at the amount of rounds TSM has 1 and 2 maps. 10. If they actually keep this up, might even stay there. A lot of awareness. This is amazing to see from the side of Passion UA. Even if nothing's happening on the server, you can just see them being aware of every single corner. Just making sure nobody's coming for a crazy push. Push coming out of the BAPs. It's going to be Zerofix with Chilla to shut it down. The short push is going to work out for Nico for one. The problem is he still needs to fight off. Jackasmo drops down A-Core. Nico left alone in between a fire and a hard place, and that's just going to be fear to lock it in. AK will be brought back in. Chilla is the only one to lose his life, and this is going to look amazing for the CT economy. 8,000 bucks for Jambo. 9.1 for Zerofix. This is a lot of money that they're just hoarding at the moment. And somebody said that they can't hit anything. I'm not entirely sure if it's even about hitting anything. The problem is they're getting wrecked before they actually even go for trigger pull. It's done before they even have a chance. So, I'm not entirely sure what's happening at the moment, but TSM, they definitely needed a better night's sleep for this game. Because this is one of the one-sided matches we've actually casted in a while. I've casted many Verdant games. I'm kidding. They're a great team. Great organization. I like the nature perspective of that roster. Sorry. Great catch there by Zyphon to actually pull it back. The problem is he doesn't hit the second hits. Zero just locks it in. That's Valde with a long-range kill from that Tech 9 at least. He can grab that weapon. It's a 3 versus 1. I don't think he's gonna attempt this. Oh, okay. He might. That's a nice kill onto Jackass, but the problem is, with the bomb locked into the B side, he's not ready for a player to play in from middle. Zerofix gets an easy kill. 3 kills for him on this round. And that's Passion UA with 5 on a board. This is usually the round where we see TSM maybe pull out 1. And then it just gets flipped back in towards the Passion UA side. Yeah, this team would be a struggle against good players. Yeah, that's exactly what we're being saying. This isn't the first time I'm casting Passion UA's games. I've actually casted their games many times and talked with Fear many times. The mentality in this team is just ridiculously good. This is definitely, if there's ever a team that you want to follow from the ground up, follow Passion UA. This is a very interesting team to focus on at the moment. I wouldn't actually be surprised if a different org buys them. Tries to go for this lineup. Jambo, early kill from middle. That's going to be amazing to start off the round like this. Here comes Saab with the second one. Jackasmo just shuts down Zyphon on that quick lurk. Jambo with the second kill. This is just a stomp of a round at the moment. A-Core at least drops down the upper, but he needs a lot more. He needs to flex his skills here. Nate's on top of the pit. And I think this round is done. None of the players are going to go for the peaks anymore. And already there's a little bit of a lurk coming in. A-Core has been locked in. Sandwich. It's like shooting fishes in a barrel. Passion UA with a shotgun. Kablau goes the round. Nice catch out of A-Core. At least a kill for him. That's a couple of them. Padding those stats. 2 kills away from actually bringing it back to a tie on his own kills here. Zerofix goes for the swing. I'm not entirely sure if A-Core knows where he's positioned at the moment. A-Core. That's with a quick reload, but at this point, winning the round is going to be impossible. He's just trying to save this weapon for the next round, and I think it's not going to happen. Chilla is definitely going to go for the hunt with the players pushing from every single angle. That's going to be the 3rd kill. 4th kill coming in, but the problem is he can't get the ace. At least he gains a bit of money with those kills, but the problem is it's not even close to enough. With the op getting 100 bucks per kill, 400 bucks is all he gets, and with the potential buy on the side of TSM, they really need to think about the fact that do they want to go for a buy here? They have had issues with a full buy. This is definitely not going to happen with a half buy. Oh boy. Acor at the moment. Just looking at the kills. 0-1. This is like going in an order. 0-1, 2, 3. But there's no 4. It's only Acor with 5. And with so much money spent. The problem with this is that I'm not entirely sure. I think this is a little bit of a style clash too. The style of Fashion UA just works so well against TSM. Jambo comes out with the first kill on the ball bait to shut it down. That is going to be Zyphon. With the trade after Zerofix actually drops his teammate, so gets another kill, I guess. And from Connector, check Asmo. Couple of shots coming in through the smoke. The problem is it's not going to amount for a kill. 1 minute left to play around with. That's going to be Zyphon to try to catch one of the players, but he's sandwiched from short and the site. They take care of him. And this is just... I'm not even entirely sure what to call this. There's a potential that this actually might be a 13-0. The way we're seeing these rounds pan out. We're not even talking about like a game here. This is just slapping a baby in the face. Actually, Zura comes up with a double. At least he's fighting here. Catches one of the kills inside the smoke. What is happening at the moment? Are we actually going to see almost a caster curse coming into play right there? The second I say it might be a 13-0, Zero starts to pull out some absolute crazy kills through the smoke. But okay. Attempt was made. Understands every single corner here. The angles are amazing for the Danish player, but it's just not enough for that last kill. Chilla grabs it, brings it back to a win. Passion UA 7-0 on the board. They're actually better when they literally can't see what they're shooting. Ah, yeah. That's Counter-Strike for you. It's a funny game. Okay. This is just going to be a shutdown of a round again. I'm not entirely even sure what to say. Try to push out from the pit, straight into the fire. This is very one-sided. So, okay. Let's try to take the most of this, I guess. So, we're going to hype it up in about a second. So, guys. Oh. Hopefully, they still can keep this up. So, at least a round or a couple at the end of this match. 36 rounds for the side of Passion UA with 10 for TSM. That would be one of the biggest toms I've actually seen in a while. Well, at least through the smoke, Nico is not going to have a good time. This is going to be a double shot to the face. The Casmo shuts down the pit push again. That's going to be the double for him. Zira gets that one trade. That's going to be the bomb pit up, and he might go for that side plant. There's the smoke covering. But a nice nade to open it up for a second. It seems like he was aware of it. From jungle, they're just trying to spam those smokes. The bomb not even going down yet. That's going to be the molly. Make sure that the side is burning. A couple of shots through the smoke just to make sure that nobody's getting close to that jungle angle. There's the trash spin. A lot of players like to play from it. And TSM, they're just going to forfeit the site. It seems like they don't actually want to go for this one. Just making sure that nobody's lurking behind. And at the wrong possible timing, a great frag coming out of Acor. That's a great way to actually bring it one man closer to a tie. But the problem is they have so much control from the side. If they want to go for the bomb plant, they have to do it in front of the CT side here. Chilla just waiting for that to happen. That's going to be Acor. Both of the players trying to challenge jungle at the same time, but it's going to be Jambo to catch out the kill and shoot the box. You can actually see the top of his head. So, by the way, a lot of people still actually don't notice, even with so many hours played on this map. This is one of the oldest maps that we actually have on a pool. When you're actually walking behind the site, even a lower portion, you can actually see the top of the head. So be very careful when you're playing behind the default or triple blocks. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm actually trying to think about the fact. I think you would actually trip over and get the bomb down, but no, it's not going to happen. Quick deagle play. I think this is done. It just looks like they're running into the machine at the moment. None of the calls really worked out for the side of TSM so far. This is just bullying. Fear actually should come up with an apology statement after this one to Twitter for bullying the Danes so much. A shot to the face. Bon Jovi might actually make a song out of it. Jaxmo. Actually, that's going to be a kill for Acorn to drop down 0. That's something. Chilla comes up with the shot onto 0. And somebody's actually hoping for an epic reverse sweep. Are you serious? Okay. Well, you can hope. Having hope is okay, I guess. Are we gonna see an ridiculous clutch here from Acor? I'm trying to build this up. The only thing he needs is 3 headshots. At the moment, he's shooting at ghosts. Okay. Maybe that makes it better. Just making sure that the ants on the wall are not living their lives. Passion UA has drove Acor into madness. Shooting enemies that are not even existent. In the existent. $10 on the board without even a round coming close for the side of TSM. At least the first kill for a while. That's going to be the entry for Valde to drop down the player from middle. Check Asmo. Goes down with a quick play from the con. Doesn't work out for them. That's actually going to be Acor with Nico. But the players coming out with respectable kills and leaving Chilla alone. Wait a minute. Are we going to see the absolute comeback? Is this actually going to happen? First round on the board, TSM. Finally. They're looking like a professional team here. The comeback is very doable now, especially with the second round. This is insane. TSM. What a great round for them. Making this look very doable at the moment. They have been battling today so valiantly. And this is all doable right now. TSM. One of the best teams on this tournament. And I have to say, I've never actually seen anything like that from that one round. Such a quick round, too. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. If they could actually make that a second, that would be insane. Already opening up those smokes. This is going to be the push coming in from the pit. Zyphon comes out with the first kill. This is just insane at the moment. They're just stacking bodies. Everybody is just coming out clutch on the side of TSM. Mirage doesn't even look like a pick for Passion UA anymore. Anything is possible right here. They could actually bring this into a 5th map right here, right now. Everything is possible. I'm just looking at this team at the moment. The bomb is going down. Zyphon with so much map control. And Passion UA barely with a chance to actually get on top of that A site. They have to get so much work done to make this doable. A 1-man down already, utility coming in. And that's going to be the one easy kill coming out of Chilla. But TSM, they're just shutting down this retake at the moment. Look at every single kill coming out for the side of T's. And Fear. No ideas on the in-game leading side on how he can actually hold against TSM. Looking like they're on fire. This is insane. TSM on the brink of stealing the map pick. Or it's actually their map pick, so patting this down as their map pick. They might actually steal Ancient from Passion UA. This is so doable right now. Just a good pistol. Pulling these rounds back should be an ease for them. Could we actually see even Dust 2 here today? There we go. That's going to be Valde trying to check down towards the con. Anybody who wants to go for the quick middle play has to go through him. Meanwhile, this is going to be like a fort. A straight brick wall of a defense for the side of TSM. They have this under their bags. Valde comes out with the first kill. This is almost insane looking at Valde at the moment getting that triple. Zyphon comes out with one. Jacasmo has no idea what happened to his team, but actually catches Zyphon through the balcony there. Triple box tag. That's going to be the player pushing in from the jungle. Oh my god, TSM! Such a great defense so far, but a quad kill coming out of Jacasmo could actually be the one to bring it back. That's going to be the 1-versus-1 in towards the pit. He has to go for the reload quickly. That 9mm about to end their careers, and that's going to be an ace. Finally spotted on the server, and that was a little bit lucky. TSM had one of the best defense we've ever seen. But Jacasmo, the individual prowess, just coming out and locking it down easily. Or actually, that was hard. Just looking at some of these shots. The flicks on point. TSM. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. There's still rounds to be played. And oh, brother. Here we are. We're hopping into round 14. A map that definitely is going to be challenged by the CT side. Passion UA might be a little bit pressured after a round like that. Getting a little bit shook. TSM really showing their claws. What kind of a hold they can actually master. What would I actually say if I was the coach? I'm not going to say it here because I'm going to get banned from coaching, so let's just keep that under wraps. Here we go. Jumping peaks coming out of Nico. You can't even go against them. Zero going in for the push. That's going to be the catch coming out of Zero Fix. 1 kill at the start. Great play coming out of TSM to try to get that control. They needed that information. Nice catch from Zero Fix to get the second kill. They needed to move heaven and earth to get that one. Jacasmo barely shoots down Zyphon. And that's a very lucky round coming out of Passion UA to make this 12. TSM very close to shutting this one down. Great defense, great defense. CT side on point. Yeah. No, to be honest, I was kind of hoping for a little bit of a closer map. I know that the players on the TSM side... Oliko Sairas S, minkä just missasin? Joo, Jacasmo vähän antanut kyytiä tossa aikaisemmin. Se antoi perseeseen vähän laakia. But yeah, in English, so I'm gonna say I was actually hoping for this to be a little bit more of a match because TSM actually is looking. I was talking about this before the game. I was struggling a little bit there, but TSM actually has been looking a little bit better. Of course, Zero coming into the team just a couple of weeks ago. It's not enough time for the team to actually find a form against a team that has been playing so long together. Passion UA, they have been the same core for a long time now, so. For them, this is just another Monday. Meanwhile, for TSM, this is a test. But this is going to be some great information. There's a lot to be fixed, but as long as they keep it up, maybe rounds like these are not going to happen anymore, where Zero Fix just gets a double. Jacasmo comes up with his own kill there at the start. So, yeah. Here we are. We are a kill away from this being shut down 3-0. And this is going to be one of the craziest 3-0s I've ever seen. I'm not even sure why we have a best of 5. It just takes a little bit more time, nothing else. So, yeah. Okay. If Acor clutches this, I'm gonna give him 2 parrot stickers and a hug. Yeah, he's not gonna get them. So, it's done! Yeah, Passion UA absolutely wrecking TSM there, 3-0. That was one of the, like I said, one of the worst one-sided games I've ever seen. And I have to say, it's just insane. They literally didn't have a chance. That's just insane. So, how many rounds was that? And I think that was like 12 rounds in 3 maps. Well, yeah. So there's a little bit of material for the side of TSM. The Danes actually getting into a final, which is kind of cool. So that is something to be happy about. They did go against some good opponents here and there. So looking at the road towards the finals, some of the teams that they actually did beat were pretty good. So they went against Apogee, they won Illuminar, they won Gaming Gladiators, they won Johnny Speeds 2-1. So there are some good legit names where to build on, how they played as a squad, looking very good. But like I said, the whole roster hasn't been together that long. Zero just coming into the roster like a couple of weeks ago. Give them a little bit of a break. So, but for the side of Passion UA, again, very one-sided. A lot of great work being shown on the server, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Passion UA is definitely one of those teams that I want to see continuing into those upper bracket tournaments, those better tournaments, just getting better and better. And there aren't real rounds where you can focus on. Even if you get a couple of kills at the start, you might feel like, oh, we have this under the back. Oh, it's a 3 versus 5, 2 versus 5, and they just pull it back, or a player goes insane. And Zero Fix is definitely one of those names that you want to keep your eyes across in the future. And yeah, I actually don't have anything bad to say about the whole squad. They're just looking insane at the moment, and Fear is doing a very good job with the pieces that he has. And I just want to see them continue. I just want to see them play more. But that is insane. That is just insane. So congratulations for the side of Passion UA. Absolutely wrecking TSM here on the finals. But for TSM, hopefully you don't take any hard feelings. We're all joking here. We want to see you in the future and just get better. And that's exactly what you have the time to do right now. So maybe on the second finals, second season, second whatever we're talking about, we might actually see more. So let me ask if there's no interviews. Or do we have any interviews? Okay, no interviews for this time. So I think that's pretty much it. So thank you for the people. Thank you for the producers. Thank you for everybody hosting a great tournament yet again. Thank you for the casters doing such a good work till the end. I'm a little bit sad we didn't have a double cast today, but hey, it happens every now and then. Not everybody has the time. But hopefully we'll see you in the future again. So we're going to be starting off with Division 2 straight at, I think it's after tomorrow. So the 7th day starts up with a Division 2. So if you're looking in for more EPL action, we have it for you. My name was Donut. I was your caster and your host. Hopefully you had a good time, and we will see you in the future anytime. Bye-bye.